Hello artists! In this video we are going to make the McDonald's Shamrock Shake in celebration of St. Patrick's Day. So grab your favorite supplies and meet me back here. To get started, we need to make sure that our paper is vertical, up and down. So if your paper is currently horizontal side to side, let's turn your paper so that way it is nice and tall, vertical. And there you go, you can see the top of my paper. Make sure it's all clean, ready to go. And let's get our pencil to get started. The first part, we're gonna start working on the bottom part of the lid for our Shamrock Shake. So to do that, somewhere at the top of our paper, not at the very top, because the lid has a dome and we need to fit a straw. So somewhere close to the top, above the middle, let's draw ourselves a straight horizontal line, almost the entire way of the paper from side to side. Not quite, we're gonna leave some space. Then we're going to, on the ends, add 2 diagonal lines. We want them to come out just a little bit. And then let's connect with another straight horizontal line. So it's a really skinny rectangle. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video and finish the part that you're on. Next, let's focus on the bottom part of our cup for our shake. And it's gonna be pretty tall. We're gonna have it come all the way down here, close to the bottom of our paper. Now, with these type of cups, we're gonna have our cups start wide. That means really open, wide, almost the entire length of this rectangle. But then we're gonna have it come in almost like a triangle. It's not gonna be like super tiny, but these types of cups are what we call tapered. They're bigger at the top and a little smaller at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, come inside just a little bit from the bottom part of our lid here, and I'm going to make a very kind of slight diagonal. I'm not gonna go like super crazy diagonal, just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm gonna try and end at the same spot. So we're a little wider at the top than we are at the bottom. So not too much. Make this a little straighter, but I can worry about that later. Oops, gotta be careful when we're erasing. Even art teachers bunch up their papers. There we go, that's. Now, to close up the bottom, we do not want to draw a straight line because we know cups are round. We can hold them with our hands and they go around a cup. So to make our cup look round, even though it's flat on our paper, we're going to use a smile line to connect the bottom. So we're gonna use our smile, curve up on the ends, and that's going to help make our cup look round, all right? You can add a little bit of detail. Sometimes plastic cups have an extra line at the bottom just to kind of help reinforce that extra plastic. If you want, you could even curve the ends of the top part of our lid if you like. You don't necessarily have to. So now that we have the bottom part of our shake, let's move on to the top. We need to make our dome lid. And our dome is going to be a half circle, basically just using a rainbow line. I'm going to start on the end and come up and right back down. And there I've got my dome. Don't forget, you can always pause before moving on. All right, so now that we have most of our cup done, let's work on adding some extra details like the cream on top of the shake, the whipped cream, and the cup details and straw. So for the straw, we need to add an opening for it to fit through. We're going to use an oval. We're not going to use a circle, even though we know it's a circle. When we're looking at something from the side, especially a circle, it ends up looking like an oval. So close to the top of your dome, we're going to make an oval. And from here, let's start adding the cream. From the oval, I'm going to use a bumpy line. I'm going to be really gentle with it, so that way I've got clear ends, like for my cream. And we're gonna add some details here in just a minute. So there I've got my cream. And from there, I could add some extra lines to make it look like the cream is sitting on top of each layer, like it came out of a can. So there, and we can add like a little part over here. You don't have to do it on every single one, but it does kind of help give definition and make it look like it actually was kind of like sprayed in a circle on top of the shake. You could also add like a little cherry. Cherries are kind of this like round, almost like a heart. You could add a little shine. And now let's go for the straw. I'm gonna have my straw be diagonal. So I'm gonna start close to the top of my paper, and I'm gonna draw right through and stop before I reach my cherry. I wanna add a second diagonal line. I wanna make sure it still fits inside the oval. And there we go. We've got our two sides of our straw. Again, we're gonna close the straw with an oval. And where the straw is meeting all of this whipped cream, we could add some little like rainbow lines to make it look like it's actually sitting inside the cream. If you want, you can even add stripes, or you could make it a solid color. But probably before the stripes, we need to erase the back part of the lid because the straw is going to hide that back part of the lid. So before you do the stripes, erase the back part. And there you have it. Your lid and whipped cream and even a cherry. Now let's add a clover, three-leaf clover for the Shamrock Shake. If you have a circle to trace, go and grab it. You wanna make sure it fits inside the cup, but I like to use my little trick. I draw very lightly and I start moving in a circle motion, and I go over and over until I start getting the circle shape that I want. Again, I'm doing this really lightly, and then eventually I start getting the circle that I like. So from there, I can just very carefully, no need to rush, make my circle a little darker so I can see it. Now for the shamrock, I'm going to use hearts. I'm going to start here at the top. Now if a heart is difficult for you, you can start kind of in the middle of the circle and make yourself a letter V. And then use the McDonald's M's for the top of your heart. Okay? Now it helps me to turn my paper. And I'm going to make my second heart. And I'm going to turn my paper the other way so I can start my hearts always from the middle. I don't like how I started that one. And come back. And now I have enough room to add the stem. And there you have it, a shamrock shake. You can use a few different greens to add some like sprinkles on top. I started with a light green, and then on the side here for extra shadow, I used a dark green, and then all finished, I used my black crayon to help give some shadow. And I can speed up and show you how I did that all together. Final touch, if you want this sitting on the table, just on either side of your cup, add a horizontal line. Don't draw through your cup, remember. And there you can have it look like it's sitting on a table. I hope you enjoyed creating a Shamrock Shake for St. Patrick's Day. Keep on drawing.